With Nintendo Switch games typically demanding a premium even sometime after launch, you're probably wondering what you should be paying for certain titles. With typical new releases costing around $60, it can be a pricey mistake if a game does not live up to your expectations. Whether the game is too short, not great, has a limited story, lacks multiplayer, or is just plain boring, it can be hard to decipher what you should be paying for a specific game. Well, that's why I'm here. So what is today's video about? Well, I've noticed over the years that I have overpaid for games that just did not live up to the $60+ I've paid for them. So today I'm going over what Doom, the Doom made in 2016, that later came out in 2017 for the Switch, is worth in 2020. If money is no object, this is still a general review of the game, so there is something here for you. Disclaimer: I understand a game is worth what someone is willing to pay for it. Obviously, anyone is able to have their own opinion on what they like and dislike, as well as have the freedom to buy and pay whatever they feel is reasonable. This is just my opinion based on content within the game, how long it is, replayability, if multiplayer is available, and how good the multiplayer is. I have spent many years buying and playing games, and have a general idea what I feel I should be paying. This is simply to give you an idea or baseline of what a game is worth. So now that that's out of the way, let's begin. I chose Doom 2016 as the first game to review on this channel because it just so happened to be the game I've been playing recently on my Switch. I first played Doom for the PS4 on its launch in 2016. I hadn't played a Doom game before this, so this was my first run with the series. I had a blast. With its intense, fast-paced shoot-'em-up gameplay, satisfying melee finishers, and slaying badass demons from hell, I played this game as much as I could in my free time until I finished the campaign, then I dabbled a little bit with the multiplayer. When I saw that Doom was going to launch for the Switch, I really had my doubts. A fast-paced first-person shooter on a console with lower performance than its console counterparts like the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One? How could the Switch keep up? Well, it may not be the same graphically or the highest frame rates, and the controls can be wonky. However, the Switch does deliver a great way to play Doom on the go, and this is really a feat to be respected. When playing Doom undocked or docked, it runs at 720p at 30 frames per second. Now understandably, this is not going to look as good as the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PC versions of the game. However, that does not mean the game looks bad. It actually looks great, especially since it can be played on the go. At times, textures can look muddy and graphics can look blurry. After some time playing, I hardly noticed the graphics may not be as good as they were on the different consoles. Although, if this is your first time playing Doom, you probably won't notice a thing. I didn't notice any slowdowns or frame rate drops, even in crowded environments. The only real complaint with the gameplay that I have is that I did notice sometimes with the Joy-Cons I had some trouble aiming. There is sensitivity and smoothness options in the settings, which I adjusted, and still seem to run into the occasional problem getting on target. It is less noticeable with the Pro Controller, however, but it still can be a tad wonky. The gameplay is awesome, however, it can be repetitive at times, but not enough to ruin your experience or make you want to stop playing the game. There isn't much of a storyline here. The gist of the story is there's a facility on Mars that's set in 2149. You're a Doomslayer and you're killing off demons and trying to stop a portal from being permanently opened to hell. I won't go into too much here, seeing as I do not want to give away too many spoilers. The main story is about 12 hours long, however, if you're like me and you die a lot or honestly get lost all the time, you'll probably land you around the 15-hour mark to finish the main storyline. The storyline really isn't going to be the main focus here. Doom's main focus is going to be all about the gameplay. There are a few reasons to return to Doom after completing the main story. There are various difficulties to play, and some are unlockable after completing the main story. There is also collectibles and side missions, which may be something to be able to draw players back. Most likely, players will return for the arcade mode. This allows you to play individually each level with a point ranking system to compete for leaderboard spots. Doom's multiplayer is actually pretty good. There are a few different modes like team play and team deathmatch, etc., and I was surprised to see that there are players still playing Doom's multiplayer on Switch in 2020, with the game being released in 2017. There is a Call of Duty-like loadout system which allows you to set up your favorite weapons and grenades, and a leveling system that allows you to access new tricks and equipment. This was my first time playing the multiplayer on Switch. I played it on the PS4, but I honestly forgot how good it was. It is something that I'd likely return back to from time to time when I'm just looking for a quick handheld multiplayer experience. Now we come to the part that you're most likely here for. What is Doom, the 2016 version, for Switch worth in 2020? I have two answers for this. If you have Doom for your PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or PC, and do not play your Switch in handheld or on the go, there really isn't a reason to pick up Doom for Switch. That money can be used for a different game that you may not have played or may more enjoy. If you have not played Doom, or you want it for your Switch, or the Switch is the only console you have, then I would definitely recommend getting Doom. Doom is a great game, and it is a hell of a lot of fun, pun intended. However, what it is worth at this time, being that it's close to 3 years old, and all the factors that I went over previously, I would say if you can get Doom 2016 for Switch for $45 or less, you'll be getting a great value for your money. I bought my copy about a year ago used from GameStop, and I had a 20% discount, so I got it for around that price, and I'm definitely satisfied with the purchase. Thank you so much for tuning in, and do not forget to subscribe for another video. Thank you.